We are vastly superior to humans. You know it to be true, so do not resist us. Coming to you live by a tape-delayed basis by means of digital distribution. This is Extreme Hardcore Nerds. Here are your hosts. Have you heard of this brand new thing coming out of California? I believe they are called moving pictures. Here are the ones you should be looking out for.
And we are back with the Extreme Hardcore Nerds podcast. And it is that time of the day where we talk movies. Actually, a lot of movie news this week.
Really?
Movie and TV news, yes.
Okay.
Probably the biggest story going on this week is Halo movie.
That thing that's dead?
No, it's still crawling on the ground. Master Chief hasn't bled completely out yet.
Not yet.
So now we've gone to first it was District 9.
Yep.
Then Peter Jackson was going to do it, but then all of a sudden they gave him the green light to do The Hobbit. So he bolted. But now there is information suggesting that the Halo movie will be made by Steven Spielberg. And here's the kicker. It's going to be out in 2012.
They're going to shoot for this again. Really, again.
Yep. So a movie that hasn't even started production, doesn't have a director, as far as we know doesn't have a script, doesn't have a cast, is going to be out next year. Can I call bullshit yet?
I'm starting to.
I called BS when Halo Legends came out.
Yeah. I don't even know how they're going to work this out. I mean, every time they've had somebody supposedly come in, both sides have always argued over it. Because one wants it.
I know Bungie sold the rights from the Halo or whatever.
Yeah.
But are they at all doing anything with this?
We don't know.
I doubt it, because technically it's not Bungie that owns the Halo franchise. It's Microsoft that owns it.
Yeah, I know, but Bungie did own it. Didn't they?
I don't think they ever owned the actual IP.
No.
I think it was always...
They just worked on it.
They worked on it. I think it's always been Microsoft's IP.
Okay, so then isn't Microsoft then?
Well, I'm sure they have some work in it, but that's the thing. Every time that it's always come to that, it's always been between Microsoft and said creative mind.
Because it's also just like the Uncharted movie, but Naughty Dog is doing a huge part in the Uncharted movie, supposedly. Isn't that correct?
Yeah, but the difference is Naughty Dog owns the rights to the
art. Yeah, it's not Sony.
Okay.
So, I don't know. This movie's been changed, rewritten, destroyed, revived. I don't even know where the hell it is anymore. I don't even consider it in limbo.
But here's my 2 cents with the Halo movie.
But you know,
I am the only video game movie that I've always been a fan of would be Resident Evil.
The only one that's done a decent job.
So,
yeah,
let's not do a video game movie.
They're not.
I don't want to see Halo, which was a great series, get thrown down from a stupid ass movie.
You mean you don't want to see Tom Cruise playing Master Chief?
No.
It's not possible,
you know what, you can probably even have a little kid play Master Chief, in all honesty, because you never actually see Master Chief.
Exactly. That's why I meant that. There's no way they do it. There's no way they do it, because he'd have to be in a mask, and there's no way in hell he's going to put on a mask.
Well, then if you're going to do a voice actor, why don't you do the voice actor who actually did play Master Chief?
Well, yeah, at that point, I just want an animated video, and they did that. So.
Yeah, but Halo Legends sucked.
Just that thing.
It was just like the Animatrix. It had no point to it whatsoever.
Animatrix was fine, and it had a perfect point.
I don't. Well, like compared to like the Matrix series, it didn't really. That's what I'm mostly saying.
No comment.
It had all this mumble jumble CGI stuff put together, which didn't really have any point to it. What I thought, And it was just like Halo Legends. It didn't really have any point. It was just all the CGI stuff put together. It had really no point.
Well, the whole point for the Animatrix, it was random stories from different perspectives in the world.
That just happened in the Matrix.
Same with Halo Legends.
Some were with the history of why the robots attacked. There was the one with the last flight of, I can't remember, not the Nebuchadnezzar, but the other ship.
The Icarus.
The Icarus.
The one that had the information.
Yeah, the one that, the part, they even mentioned that in the movie when they find the transmission. That's from that part. And the one kid who's always following Neo around in the last one, the one part with the kid on the skateboard, that's his story. So all the stories actually do tie up into the movie somewhere. They're not just random thoughts that they put together. Okay. I think I've proved my nerddom here in a very small amount of time.
Let's see. Also this week, we got our first shots of Russell Crowe in Kryptonian armor as Jor-El. He doesn't look too bad.
Okay.
The armor actually works. I just didn't like that you have all this big bulky armor and you have the Superman or you have the House of L shield.
Yeah.
And then there's just some parts where there was like it's just a bad camera shot where it's like armor, Under Armour. It's like gray, dark blue.
Weird. Well,
I'm just
the
like
original costume was a blackish dark color, so
yeah, but that was all cloth. I mean, this you can tell this is full like battle armor.
Yeah.
So probably the tie-in with the new 52. So, let's see. Also, as long as we're talking DC and new, we have a new Batman on the way to the small screen.
To take case of another one.
As we will have Beware of Batman, the animated series debuting in 2013.
Little early for that release.
Yeah.
For that timing, but yeah. Alfred's got a gun.
I know.
I don't even know how that's going to work out. I mean, I saw Alfred is kick-ass, but he's got a gun.
It happens.
How the hell is Batman allowing that?
Has to defend himself somehow.
Moral quandary with that guy. Never likes guns.
Oh, let's see. But, well, you gotta wait 2 years to find out.
Yeah.
Until then, we get 60s Batman.
For
Pow, zap, bang.
For about 3 or 4 more episodes.
I know. It actually wasn't a bad show.
I'm not saying that. I love the Music Meister. That was the greatest episode.
That's just because it was Neil Patrick Harris.
That has nothing to do with that. Batman doing the Ramba. I'm sorry. I'm on board.
Oh, let's see. And then we kind of mentioned it a little bit earlier, but it is confirmed. The next Resident Evil movie, we have our Leon S. Kennedy. Johann Erb.
Okay.
Mainly.
Yeah, it's the new Resident Evil movie, isn't it?
Yep. Mainly a sitcom guy, but the two biggest movies that I could find that he was in was 1408.
Okay.
And 2012.
All right.
So, but that's
yeah. But was he like actor in one in those? Was he just like a sideline guy?
He was an actor. He actually had a part.
Okay.
So.
Does he sound like Leon?
I don't know. If
I couldn't tell you. I didn't go that in depth. I just IMDb'd him.
Because if you spoil that look of Leon from Resident Evil 4, you'll get a lot of hate.
He looks a little like Leon,
Leon,
yes.
Then again, none of the characters in the movies ever sound like their characters in the game, really.
Yeah.
I mean,
well,
Chris
like
doesn't sound like Chris from the game.
No, he didn't really sound like Chris, but he kind of looked like Chris a little bit.
Only in the suit. He didn't have the same haircut he had as Chris. I mean, Chris never went with the whole military look.
Yeah.
Other than the full armor. That's about as far as I've seen him with that look. So.
Yeah.
I mean, hell, they didn't even have Jill in the last one.
Where was Alice? Yeah, they didn't really have
other when
Alice.
she shows up at the
At the very end, but she was still in there.
Yeah.
Oh, Let's see. Also, we learned this week that Matthew Vaughn, who's known for being the director of Kick-Ass, has purchased the rights to Mark Miller's Superior.
And Wanted. Didn't he do Wanted?
I think he did Wanted too. So, looks like we have another superhero movie coming out.
Yep. Superman, but better.
Okay.
That's basically what it is.
I was going to say I've never read Superior, so I couldn't tell you.
It's using the same ideal as like Superman. He's a guy who's strong. He's from another planet.
Okay.
But it's the Shazam kind of backdrop story.
Okay.
So it's a kid who gets all the powers of a hero.
Gotcha.
But it's got the Mark Miller wash all over it.
Okay.
So there's violence, there's all those really adult situations, and then small child.
Okay.
So yeah. As long as it doesn't detract from Kick-Ass 2, I'm fine.
Oh yeah, no, that's definitely common.
Yeah. I don't jump a lot into Mark Miller stuff every so often, so.
Let's see. Also, to go along with The Talking Dead, right now you can go to AMC and watch The Walking Dead Torn Apart, the 6-part web series where you find out about the young lady who, when you see her in The Walking Dead, she's a half corpse. She's the crawler. You get to find out how she got that way.
Yeah. There's supposed to be a book too.
I did not hear about the
for
book.
the mayor.
Oh, yeah, the governor.
Yep, the governor. Thank you.
The connection between you are really slow. Am I choppy right now?
Little bit, but you're not too bad.
Okay.
Oh, and then last but certainly not least, I know I'm excited for this one. It does not have an official home yet, but a good bet will say it's not going to be on Fox. Universal Soldier is coming to TV! I can only hope with Jean-Claude Van Damme and Dolph Lundgren.
No, it won't.
Yes, it will. You're not going to crush this for me.
It won't.
You're not going to crush this for me.
It won't. I'm sorry.
Not going to crush this for me.
It won't.
We want Steve Gall instead.
What? We want who?
Steve Gall meets Sylvester Stallone meets John Van Damme.
What? Steven Seagal.
Oh, I think he's trying to make a reference to
Sylvester Stallone and John.
Or Universal Soldier.
Okay.
Yeah.
That made no sense.
And a Neil Arnold Schwarzenegger too.
Yes, the Governator, who just ordered 7 bronze statues of himself. You didn't hear this?
No, because I don't keep any watch or anything on the Governator.
No. Yes. So he ordered 7 bronze statues to be made of his likeness back in the day when he was a bodybuilder, and done like in all the different like Mr. Olympia and the Atlas poses, and yeah. Supposedly all the statues $700,000.
What is this? His midlife crisis?
I guess. But
and his loss of Maria.
I cannot oil my own back, Maria, please.
Quick, give me the lactation of the lamentations.
Hold on, but yeah, I can't believe you didn't hear that one. I'm just like, wow, and we can't get a fucking RoboCop statue ordered.
Yeah.
But he just goes, I want 7 of my own self, and some guy just goes, okay.
That's what it's like. We can't get something cool that we want, but he can order $7,000 worth of statues for no reason.
Yep. 700,000.
Oh, sorry, $700,000.
Yeah. So, I'm definitely looking forward to Universal Soldier coming back. As we got talking about 80s action stars. But that does conclude movie news for this week. So we do have comic news coming up.
There are 7 new screenshots for the Avengers.
We talked about that last week.
Did we?
Yeah.
Yeah, the Avengers things are so in a nebulous state. People are saying that the old 7 screenshots are new 7 screenshots because people are just finding stuff everywhere and throwing it up.
So, probably next week we'll have more Avengers screenshots to talk about.
There were some screenshots supposedly of Batman as well, and the Batwing.
Yep, well, there's a video for that out.
Yeah, so.
But there's also a rumor going around that this is fake.
Yeah, so that they can shoot somewhere else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're pulling the George Lucas and Blue Harvest campaign all over again. But that does bring movie news to a close for this week. So we do have a little bit of comic news to go yet, and we do, of course, have our review of Rage. So stay with us, and we will be right back.
Look over there. Riding into town to save the day once again. It's time to round up your pulls and ride to the comic store. Here is your Extreme Hard Corners Weekly Comics Report.
And we are back, and it is that time of the day where we talk comics. We talk lots of comics. We talk comic news. We talk comics buy rates. We talk comics galore. And of course, this is the time of the show where I would go. We go to our resident comic nerd himself, except he's busy killing people on the campus of the U.
It's kind of hard to talk when you're dead.
He can still groan and... Come on, I mean, we can get a stars.
Only one could do that, and I'm positive he's not that one.
I would be that one.
I'd give you liquor, maybe.
I'd give you liquor.
Maybe.
Well, we could call him
I don't
off.
see you as
No, he's doing his thing. We're not going to bug him. So I'll have to take the reins this week.
Oh, no.
So...
No! Damn.
Kitty.
Okay. So, as long as we're talking comic news this week, we found out that the Boondock Saints are coming to trade.
Wow.
I really want to read this. I'm not going to lie. I really want to read this.
I expect at least 10 pages of dialogue and 6 pages of nothing
Just
but
shooting.
violence.
Oh.
Violence.
What movie did you see this from? I didn't see it from a movie. Bullshit, what movie?
And then 2 pages of nothing but just random banter.
I'm just, how come every time you watch a movie, I wind up at the end of a fucking rope? Oh, God. So, yep, the Saints are coming to paperback. I'm definitely getting these.
Okay.
Oh, let's see. Also, Tom Morello, who is, of course, famous for his work with Rage Against the Machine, and his own comic book kicking off this year, is going to be the kickoff concert for New York Comic Con 2011.
Okay.
So, that would actually be pretty cool.
Oh, they got to find something for it. I've heard a lot of for it right now.
Yeah. A lot of publishers are bringing some stuff, but nothing that's like going, oh my God,
we're in the burnout phase for the end of the year. I mean, we've had so many cons. It's kind of difficult to continue to go.
And just the fact that the new 52 is just wrapping up.
Yeah, it's like
what are you going to bring? What's DC going to bring to the table? Oh.
Marvel's going to scream out, "There's a 6112 universe or something."
Yeah, that'll make Marvel happy.
Yeah, they'll be mad. They already hate it when we call it 616.
But they coined the phrase themselves, which, yeah.
Hey, everyone backpedals now and then.
I know. Oh, let's see. Also, we found out that Marvel is giving away free digital copies of Amazing Spider-Man #1 with every purchase of the print version.
Okay.
So, now, is this going to be a trend that we see with comics, that if you buy the print, you automatically get the digital?
It's not always common, though. There was one for some of the DCs I heard, but you actually had to pay for the print as well. It came with it.
Yeah, but that's what I mean. If you spend $3 on the print, $4 on the print, whatever, you get a code that you can download the digital.
No. Actually, you had to pay for the digital as well.
Oh, you had to pay for both.
Yeah, one was the $2.99, $3.99 trade, and then there was another package with a $6 or $5.99 trade, which was the paying for both. So, if they do the latter one, maybe it might become a trend, but there's a really weird nebulous, I would think, between people actually wanting to do paper or digital. So I don't know if it's them trying to push us more towards getting the digital sector or just trying to let people know, hey, there is that option if you want it.
Here, give it a shot, see what you think,
Yeah.
you know.
I mean, it would be nice if it's not always 100% to say that, you know, one will come out earlier than the other. It'd be nice if it was that, but usually they try to do it same day or it's the day after.
But look at it maybe like from a collector standpoint. You buy it, you bag it, you hang on to it, but at least, okay, I have the code, I can go download the originals, or I can go download the digital, so I can at least read it.
Yeah, if it's from the collector standpoint, then yeah, it works out.
So I mean, I wouldn't mind spending an extra $1.
If it's that, then yeah.
To get that.
I mean, for like the...
Or like I said, in this case, if it comes free with it.
Then I'm totally fine with it. It's cool. It'd help if, you know, I can get it on all formats and not just, hopefully, just my PC.
Yep.
It would be nice if it is like that, so. But it is an interesting idea. We'll see how far they go with it, though.
Yeah, oh yeah. Also, as long as we're talking digital and same-day distribution, Image is now signed a deal that they will be doing same-day with Graphically and Comixology.
Okay, so that's
Comixology.
So that is the second person to do it now.
So,
Okay.
Yep, the only one not behind well, not the only one.
Well, they're not the only one.
The other major player.
Marvel.
It would be Marvel, and you could throw IDW into that.
Yeah, I could throw
But
IDW.
I don't know if I'd call IDW a major player.
It's so weird to say major because everyone's really just an offshoot of the main three.
Yeah.
Because they're all somehow owned by them in some way. IDW, I think, may be the only one that's not. So I would see them probably as a side sector.
Okay.
But yeah, so now we've got, along with Image and DC, doing same-day releases.
Yep.
Now I'm wondering though, on the pricing though, will it be the same?
It probably will be the same for like the first month.
Okay.
And then they'll drop it down to what you would call the regular price for a digital.
Yeah.
Yep.
Because
I know that's what DC's doing with the 52.
Because I like the Images now when they usually do theirs within the week, not always same day, maybe 2 or 3 days after, but it is at a digital price because they realize one's physical, one's not. So,
yeah.
You know, why am I going to pay the same price for the same thing if they're clearly different in format?
Yeah,
like
and I mean, then that just goes back to the conversation we just had.
Yeah.
If you include it.
If you include it, then it's totally cool.
Yeah, so. And then I was going to say, the comic books legal defense force, yes, that's an actual thing.
Yeah.
Finally acquired the rights to the defunct Comic Code Authority seal. So they now have the rights to it. So does that mean is it coming back?
I don't know. Will there be a branding for it?
The little code that proves, yes, this is an official comic book.
I don't know. Does there really need to be a reason to have a seal that proves that this is a real comic book? Couldn't anything necessarily be a comic book?
Kind of, yeah.
I mean, the real thing that only makes it important is if someone actually buys it.
So, I don't. Like I said, I don't know if it was just for nostalgia that they got it, or they didn't really go into detail. All they said is that
we own it.
We required it. So, more to come on that, more than likely.
I guess.
And I know we kind of talked about it a little bit the last couple weeks. But the Kevin Keller, the gay figure from the Archie comics,
Yeah.
is supposedly going to meet his future husband in the military.
Okay.
So, kind of going with the whole repeal of don't ask, don't tell.
Doesn't bother me.
Oh, no, I'm not saying that, but I mean, just the fact that, I mean, not just that you have a gay character, but you just repealed that to all of a sudden, like, it's not even, like, the iron's not even cold yet.
Yeah,
it's just like, okay, we're going there right away.
Might as well if they want to.
So, I mean, it's, like I said, it's not hurting my feelings any. It doesn't offend me any. It doesn't.
If I ever went to the military, I'd much prefer an all-gay squadron. I'd know I'd be protected then.
The ambiguously gay duo comes back?
I'd know I'd be protected then. I'd rather have that guy on my back than anybody else. I go down, he's going to make sure I stay safe.
There you go.
The other guys might leave me
comic
there.
news.
What do you have for comic news this week?
Ooh.
I actually grabbed 3 apps on my phone, and I've actually been reading a lot of comics.
And what did you grab from those
The
apps?
DC comic app, the Marvel comic app, and that X comic or Xology comic.
Yeah.
Okay.
Or whatever.
Comicsology.
And I've been reading a lot of comics. I've actually paid for some of them too.
I'm impressed.
It's nice to know you're supporting the industry.
It always helps.
Oh no, I'm just saying that I'm trying to catch up with all this comic stuff, so that's why.
Well, I'm glad to see you're really taking an interest into it.
It's nice to see someone else drink the black water with the rest of us.
Mm-hmm.
So that's my comic news.
Cool.
Yeah.
I suppose that would constitute.
It constitutes as news.
Yep.
It's always nice to hear another one's infected.
And then also this week we have two stories involving DC. Mm-hmm. One being that superfan Herbert Chavez, a 35-year-old Filipino man who started this quest in 1995, has endured numerous plastic surgeries in an effort to become the Man of Steel himself, Superman.
Batman.
So, and you actually look at the guy, it's working.
It's pretty not too far off.
Yeah, it's not too far off. I do like it that he's going off of like the 90s, early 2000s Superman, so he still has the Jerry curl and everything.
Nice.
But I so badly just want to walk up to him and go, "You spent all this money to look like Superman. What are you gonna do now?" I just walk up to him and just get right in his face and just go, "Reboot. Deal with it."
Hey, guess what? The Jerry girl's gone. Just ruin his day. Now you have to be angsty and mad.
Or he walks into Comic-Con all smiling because he finally looks like that the day after Superman 1 comes out.
Oh, that would be so harsh.
Hey, what are you supposed to be? I'm Superman, can't you tell? No, this is what Superman looks like.
Dude, he's got a T-shirt on now, and the cape's like this small, and jeans. Sorry.
Yeah.
What are you talking about? What are you doing?
I would be so pissed.
Just like the guy who walks into the Marvel panel and starts talking about DC. Everyone just laughs.
Yep. Oh, that'd be me. Not gonna lie. That'd be me.
I totally abandoned you.
And then last but certainly not least for comic news this week, Dan Diode came out and said, now we've all been questioning and wondering where certain things happen in DC continuity, what stories are still there, what stories aren't there,
This thing.
what is happening, where do things fit. Apparently, in the new DC universe, none of the Crisis events happened.
Fuck you.
No Crisis on Infinite Earths, no Identity Crisis, no Infinity Crisis, no Final Crisis. And those were major storylines.
It doesn't even help because then someone even said that Road Home still happened. I'm like, how did that happen then?
Because, the Road Home happened because of Final Crisis.
And then that also brings in the problem with, then how did we get the whole talk with Bruce and Dick and him being Batman? They actually bring it up still. Those things clearly happened. Continuity. Son of a bitch.
I really have to order that shirt from Major Spoilers.
If one thing to say no to, this would not be the thing to say no to.
But I do understand some of it, because if you look at, so like you're rebooting Supergirl again. So it's like, okay, so I mean, if Crisis on Infinite Earths happened, she died. What's this Supergirl?
Well,
and then you have that being that was kind of merged with Supergirl, so you had the transforming Supergirl.
Well, with that same
in the
logic,
early 90s, that was around with, right with the death of Superman.
True, but I mean, with that same logic, you could easily fix all of those things because of certain things happening between the Infinite Crisis and Final Crisis. Because one brings back another Earth, because one destroyed it, and then the other one brought it back. So with that same logic, you could use that Supergirl's on Earth 2, not Earth 1.
Now, did No, I thought Infinite Crisis didn't bring back Earth 1 or Earth 2 because I thought the whole point of it was Superman Prime went and punched the time stream and was trying to kill all continuity.
Yeah, but apparently it didn't work because it brought it back because JLI takes place on Earth 2.
Oh yeah.
So clearly that didn't work.
So the book that explains the parallel universe and the second Earth didn't exist, but we have the second Earth.
See what I mean? That's why I said, fuck that guy. He's ruined a lot of things that just make no sense now.
Oh.
Of all things to say no to, why this? I'm totally fine with not having the Superman Universe one or Krypton.
New Krypton?
New Krypton.
See, I'm disappointed at that because New Krypton was a very good story.
True, but I'm just saying though, if they could say no to that, totally fine with it. You didn't have to say it out loud, but you can. It's okay to say no to that one. It didn't ruin the continuities of so many other ones.
But it goes into effect that I know one of the guys on one of the podcasts I listened to asked the question, and I agree with it. Is it better to say it didn't happen, or just
don't
not bring it up?
And that's the one I was. That's the same one we were thinking of. If you just don't say it and you just let it go,
the fanboy
won't.
You don't mention it, but it still could have happened.
Yeah, and it
You're
doesn't.
not completely erasing it.
And
whereas flat out saying, no, this did not happen.
It screws continuity in their brain, and it makes us angry.
Yep.
Because no one, he uses the same example with Lex Luthor.
Yep.
Because essentially the Lex we have is a clone.
Yep.
But no one ever brings it up. He's just tapping on his mic. Yeah.
Do you have something to say?
I was just thinking that you guys are just going on another rant.
Yeah, it's continuity. It hurts.
Yeah. It's one thing you learn with reading comics is continuity is a bitch. But that does bring the comic news for this week to a close. And we end on such a high note.
Oh, yeah.
But that means we only have one thing left. Our review, or I should say my review, because I think I'm the only one in the group that's played it, of Rage.
I got enough to comment on.
id Software's first new IP since Quake.
They have really laxed.
Yeah. So, you thought it took Duke Nukem a while to come back.
Yeah, but they weren't working. They were just sitting.
So, we will have at least my thoughts on Rage when we come back.